I went on a walk today. It's one of those, oh my god, my brain immediately. Every time I start streaming, my brain's just like, how to English? I went on a walk. It wasn't one of them hikes that I go on, because it's like in an in-between period, because it's like 10 weeks on, usually 4 weeks off, but I think this time it's 3 weeks off. But the lady said to me, 2 weeks off, so it's confusing. um, but yeah, and then I saw a really rare butterfly. I also saw a monarch butterfly, and they're very pretty. Not a monarch, not a monarch butterfly, an admiral, a red admiral. I don't know why a monarch butterfly and a red admiral are the same in my brain, and they're very, 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 very different. But red admirals are very pretty. I'm glad you've got better tools. Because it's not worse than a screwdriver that's like bald because someone's just like kept twisting it and just to try and get a screw in, and it's just like damaged the end of the Phillips bit, and you're like, ah, totally not from life experience at all. Someone who didn't drill a pilot hole, just tried to force a screw in. So that's me that had to put up all our new furniture we moved, because our old house had like, it was an old house that had like tiny little inbuilt wardrobes. It was basically just a little cupboard in most of the bedrooms. And then we moved here, this house doesn't have that. So we had to like actually buy a wardrobe, and I put them all together myself. Because no one else in the family has enough patience to do that. But getting my mum's bed apart was an absolute hell. Because they put it up in the movers when we moved put it up in the wrong bedroom. So they put it up in the room that is now mine. So my bed was in my bed, quote unquote, bed, because my bed frame died on the move and they couldn't get it back together. So I ended up on a mattress on the floor for about a month before we could get a new bed frame. But I had to take my mum's apart, move my double mattress, take my mum's king size apart, bed apart, put it back together, and then move the king size mattress on my own. I it was a lot. I think at that point I moved it purely through rage because I was annoyed with everyone. And that was just like the beginning of moving in here. Like there's still a problem. I have the spookiest bedroom because I have like a weird cupboard where the boiler used to be, just like in my room. It's like halfway up the wall, and it's like it's big enough that you could like sit in it if you wanted to. It's very creepy. And then I have the stairs for the loft is in this room too. So it's true. I truly do have rage muscles because yeah, I moved it like we have a decorative tree that was in a plant pot that's quite big, and the movers were like, "Oh, we can't move it. It's the roots have gone through to the the soil underneath, and it's like rooted itself. We can't move it." And I was like, "I am not leaving this tree behind because it was a present from one of my dad's friends who's passed away now, who used to him and his wife used to babysit my sister a lot when we were on holiday. He was really nice. He gave me 2 plants. One of them's died, and that was the only one that was left. So I was like, I went and got 2 shovels, and I was like, I am moving this plant. And my rage was so my rage was so much that I snapped a spade off. You know, the bit where the metal bit joins the the wooden part. It just like snapped right off there. It was but I did move it, and then they had to move it. But the worst thing to move for them to move was my industrial sewing machine, because it is so heavy, and I was like, I'll take it apart for you because it comes apart into 3 different parts, and it'll be easy to move. And they were like, no, we'll move it. And they struggled to get it on the on the lorry, and then when they got here, it had to come upstairs to my room because that's the only space for it. And they were like, oh fuck. And then one of the lads put, like, bless him, got hit in the face with it. Like the sewing machine part flips up so that you can access the oil reservoir underneath, and it flipped up and hit him in the head, like in the face. And I was like, oh gosh. And he got stuck halfway up the stairs with it. And if and when I ever move out, it's gonna be it's gonna be an issue. I know, everyone made fun. All the other guys made fun of him as well. It was, but I guess that's just working a manual labour job. All the old guys just make fun of you when you do something, and something happens to you. It's facts. If you don't have a nickname that's an insult, are they even your friends? I should go to the craft over that I have, so you can see my disgusting nails at the moment. They're not disgusting, but I broke a nail and then I had to clip all of them, and now they look awful. I used to have long nails, guys. They were long, and then I had to clip them all because I broke this one. It's like I can't have one short middle finger. Anyway, I have 2 colors of wool. Get crochet hooks out. Thank you. I have it around here somewhere. Where is it? Did I put it back in a drawer? Yes, I did. I have a nail polish drawer. This is what it is. It's ancient nail polish. Because this year, after having to pack all of my nail polish away to come and count it to make sure that I hadn't fallen out, I realised that I have an issue. I have so much nail polish because when you are a girl, people just give you makeup stuff for birthdays and Christmas and stuff, and you end up with a lot of things that you don't really like, or that you don't like, or just like, why do I have this? Why do I have 5 different red nail polishes when I never wear red? So I decided to just wear stuff and just decide whether I want to keep it or not. Because I have a lot of ancient nail polishes that are like, every time I open them, I'm like, is this gonna be solid or is it gonna be fine? Oh, that's a lot of nail polish. I did have 200 bottles of nail polish though. I numbered them all. Is that, where's it gone? I've literally just put it down. Did I put it back in the drawer again? Yes, I did. It did have a number on it here. The correlates to a spreadsheet that I have that I'm writing down like I like this colour. It's too opaque. It's too gloopy. It stinks. Next to, so that I know when I actually have to go buy nail polish again in the future, which brands that I don't like. So I'm not distracted by a nice colour. Anyway, we have two colours of wool. This one looks almost exactly the same as this on screen, but this is darker in real life. I don't know what's going on with that. It's like I don't know, like not turquoise. What's the colour that's dark turquoise? It's not taupe. And Bread's like taupe. No, that just begins with the same letter. Anyway, it is like a blue-green colour, but it's darker than turquoise. It's very pretty. I did buy it to make a hat originally, but I am burnt out on hats. I made a lot last year. Teal, teal, that's it. It's teal. It's teal. And then this is like a pale, this is baby wool. In the, when you go in the aisle that has baby wool, and it has white, cream, yellow, peach, pink, green, blue, lilac. It's sometimes the light brown. It's that green. This is like double knitting. I think this is Aaron. I think this is Aaron. And what we're making is, this is probably not the best colour to show because it doesn't show up that well. But we're making a big long spiral that when you wind it up, oh, you dropped it. It makes a little. This is technically a rose pattern, but when you make it green, it looks like a little succulent. And I'm gonna sew little beads on it to make little flowers or raindrops, and then you sew it together, and this goes the other end, and it goes. Whoa. Probably shows up better in the light green. Um, this one's partly done. This one will be smaller though because it's DK, and I'm making it with a smaller hook because this is too big. And I started making. I have like the worst ergonomic hooks ever. Most unergonomic hook. Most people have the big thick ones now because they don't give you carpal tunnel as easily. But here I am, the thin boys. My joints are already messed up enough that it doesn't matter. Like, what am I? Would I even be saving at this point? Thing is, I have this set that's all the colours the coloured set. I have just random grey ones that I've collected. I have the plastic ones, you know, like the really big, the big fellows. So I have a 9mm hook somewhere. It's a big boy. That I got when, you know, when all the making crocheting plastic bags was a thing. Um, and then I have lace ones which are horrifically small. And you know, like people used to people used to make lace with these. Now it's almost all done by machine. And when you do make it, you're like, yeah, this is why people went blind doing this. You ever see the proper lace hooks that people used to use to do the non-crochet type of lace, the weaving type of lace? They're tiny, and there's like 8 million of them with like a thread, a cotton thread from them, and you're like click, 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 click. When there's a local museum and they had a thing on about lace, and they had a display of lace needles, and I was like, oh my god, how did anyone ever do this? Lost track of how many I've done. 4, 8, 9, 10. Also, how would people ever do it? Never mind doing it in white. White is like, doing it in white is hard enough. People used to do it in black. Do it in black by candlelight. It's truly a horrifying thought. Like for all the Victorian mourning wear, it's all crinoline and black lace. I know, like cross stitch is hard enough on white. Doing it on black must be awful, especially if you're doing black on black. Like just sewing black on black fabric is bad enough. Doing anything decorative, like oh, the horror. The horror. 9 and 10. You'd think at this point, I made this pattern a few times, but to make roses, which, oh no, I'll go right. want to show you. Oh. I've risking my life, truly. At the moment, and my room is a complete mess. These are the roses that I made. Covered in fluff because they're just in a drawer with velvet that I cut. You can't really tell the colour variation on them. But I used a variegated yarn covered in fluff. This one's pink to like a bluey pink at the top. This one's white or cream to blue. Purple to light blue. I think this is the first one I sewed up, so it's fluff on it. You can see it's kind of lopsided. And this one's blue to purple to pink. Oh. What I was trying to say, you'd think at this point I would remember the pattern. Oh. I need to go back into doing cross stitch. I used to do it a lot, but then I was doing one while I was at uni, just so that I wasn't bored, and I dropped. It was one of those ones that has the printed on pattern, and I may have dropped water on it. So I was just like, and I'm done. The tangled one is beautiful though. It must have took hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to do. I took up diamond painting in its wake for a while. But that also is infuriating. It's not a hobby for people who are very clumsy. This is the end, I think. Oh my, what do I normally do? Let's all figure out the pattern together. Right, that's the beginning. That's why it has the super long end. Then we don't do this one. We don't do that one. We just leave that one. It looks weird, but it's the inside, so it doesn't count. A long tail. Yep. Now I find my kind of insane pin cushion. See how big this needle is? That's for dolls. It's actually the smallest one that I have for dolls. It's so, like, the other ones are way longer. It's the one you use to pass through, like, arm to arm, and like to like through the body, so that you can have movable arms and legs, movable joints, without having to put ball joints in, because they are literal hell. And these are curved for I was going to say tapestry, not tapestry, upholstery. Also, kind of what surgeons use. Here's the wool needle. That's a big hole in it, but it's for like embroidering with wool on fabric. This is what we want. We don't want this. This is for knitting or crochet. Like, we need to get amigurumi. We don't need it. Do need this big needle. And you roll up the hem. If you roll it up as a rose, you try and like keep it pointy, but we don't want that. So you want it to be more flat. If you was a rose, you would try and like do this with it, but we don't want that. We want it to be wide rather than tall. So you do that. You have to hold it like that and shove this there. Which I forgot to do the first time. It needs to be on this side. Oh, it's scary. I hate when you think you're on your own and then someone's there and you're like, why didn't you tell me you were here? There's people behind you without making any noise. They're re-rolling because I forgot to put the needle on the right side the first time. It gets too dense to poke it through because it's not sharp. Uh, and then the last bit. There we go. Right. Check. Does it look like a succulent? Yes. Turn it back over. And we need the needle. We need the loose end, and you try and like shove it through as many of these as you can whilst maintaining the shape. And then you remember that you hate using yarn needles because it's a nightmare to use. And you take it away and you say to yourself, let's just use the crochet. And to stabilize it, you really only need 4 stitches. But here we go, this is easier. And then you pull this through. There's another way of doing this where you like sew each hole individually, but it takes forever. And doesn't look any different. So why not save time? I somehow managed to do this in 3 stitches instead of 4. We still need to get over here, so I'll just put another one in. That's the number one thing in crochet where you're like, how did this happen? I counted every line and we still ended up with the wrong number. And then you tie a knot. You can use the long one to sew it onto something else. Undetermined at this moment. Hey! I think about making like a hair accessory with like dangling like beads off of the end, but you know, like a hair comb. Or just making a hat covered in succulents, because why not? It's, I'm making it way too close to the end. I always make them like super close to the end so that I don't have to tie in the end. When I do crochet, and I'm like, I need a length at the end. We need an end to tie. This is too long of an end, but each of these is like 10 grams. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hi, Kristen. I don't know if you're going by Michaela now. We haven't talked in such a long time. It's nice to see you. Let me know which one you want to be talked to by. Called by. Oh, my huge drink of orange juice. And I forgot how much I counted to 20. That was what it was. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Should I pull it out? 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. I don't know if I have a follow each thing. Look. No, I don't. I need to add it. But I did fix the red once. Maybe at some point this year we read some. Like 60. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, to me as I forget how to do this thing. Yes, that's how you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a lot of 4s for this one. I'm way away from everyone. Like, just slowly joking. So, there, don't do 4. But we move across. But yeah, Helen, I'll have to show you the cross stitches that I bought from a charity shop last year when I was working. I used to pop in charity shops while I was waiting for the bus home, and I found 2 really pretty old, very old cross stitches with fairies on them. And I was been looking at them being like, I'm too scared to do this. I think actually there might be, if you give me 2 seconds while I stumble across my room, I might find. I think they're only over here somewhere. Yes, it is. Oh, I found one. Oh, I nearly fall to your death from missing your chair. One of them, I can't find one of them, but I did find a different one. There's this one. Let me see. I don't know if you can see. Oh, this one might have 2 in it, I think. Yeah. Oh, it's just, you can get this other one. I haven't opened them yet. There's like a little, this might just be the other one that you can get. I don't know whether it comes with it, because sometimes old ones come with like a little mini one. Who knows? And then this is just like a old-fashioned country garden one. I don't know if you can see. But I thought it's pretty. It has lots of flowers on it. I usually, it's quite, they're all both big ones as well, but you know, ones that size are really expensive, and they were only £3 and the money, goes to charity. So there is another fairy one, and I don't know where I put it. I'm surprised that I even knew that it was where state of my craft organization is non-existent at the moment. The only places that have a definite place to live are all my material, which is just shoved in the creepy cupboard that I talked about earlier. This, I know, it's out of hand. My thing for this year is to, it was originally not to buy any new craft supplies, but we all know that that's not going to happen. So it was like, you must. It's just like to use stuff, because there's just so much stuff when when you do more than one craft, well, doing one craft is an issue, but when you do more than one, like you just end up with it taking over your whole life and home and space. Like I have a drawer in a thing of a set of drawers that just has glitter in it, and like and everyone that's just got different types of clay in it. I really need to do that as well. I was going to make polymer clay earrings, and then like all of last year I couldn't do anything because we could have moved at any point, and it took months to actually the move to actually happen. So I couldn't start anything. It was really stressful. Someone who like, crafts to deal with anxiety. Like I can't just watch a show. Like I have to watch a show and make something at the same time. Otherwise, I'm like I can't do this. I'm having a lot of problems concentrating at the moment. But then that could also be everything else that's going on. One, two, three, four. But yes, I have overwhelmingly too much stuff. So I'm gonna use it to do stuff this year and not keep it for the perfect project that never happens. Because nothing is ever perfect. Or I'm like, yeah, I'll make this clothes, but I'll make it when I'm thinner. And it's like, make it now, make it smaller later on. The last one. Why's the last one always the worst to put in? Like I have one of the drawers is just knitting needles and crochet hooks because I used to go to a lot of car boot sales, which is essentially like a British garage sale. Except a lot of people drive to a field and then sell you stuff out of their car boot. Um, but I used to pick up loads of like knitting needles and buttons, and like I don't think I have any knitting needles that matches the bag. But I have every type. And then I only ever use fours. 4mm even, like an 8, number 8 in Imperial. 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like in knitting needles all you ever use is a 3, a 3, a 3 1/4, 3 1/2, a 3 3/4, and a 4. Sometimes a 4 1/2. 5, 7, 9, 10. Quilting is cool. I made a baby quilt because it was too scary. Oh, I'm making a big quilt is too scary. And then I think I have one that just became a blanket because I got it just went so badly that I was like, let's just sew it up into a big bag. And then it became became a blanket that way. Because I'm never make things easy for myself. I'm like, I will make a quilt out of stretch fabric. You're using the method where you cut like the little paper pieces and then you fold it over the paper. You saw through the paper and then you have to sew them together and then you have to pull the paper out. That's the way I did the little baby blanket. And I just ended up with loads of shreds of paper everywhere. But I get it, like holding the needle is so, when you're holding such like fine needles, it fatigues your hands so easily. Like, this is the needle I like using. It's really thick. I have some little bead ones in here somewhere. The issue with having so many colours on here, you can't see things. Here we are. Here's one. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but this is the this is the difference. Slightly magnetized because I have a magnet pin cushion, which is amazing because you can just throw all the needles at it and it picks them up. Like, it's fabulous. I highly advise them for anyone that struggles with keeping all the needles on stuff. That way is also stressful. I used to have a massive problem with keeping the my brain wants to say selvaged, and I know that's not the right one. The brain, tell me what it is. The edge where you're sewing the same width. It would like wander. I tend to wander a little. So I used to have to draw them all out with chalk or pencil or something, so that I can like see where I need to. So even on a machine, I need to do that too. But I got some cool machine feet for Christmas, which I need to actually learn how to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a rolled hem foot, and it is helped. I think I just devolved into using actual chalk. I had to. Someone asked me to take the sleeves off their work uniform recently, and I just used this chalk to chalk it because it was navy blue. I was like, this'll do. Taylor's chalk is better because it's harder, and you can get a thinner line with it. It's also finer chalk, so you can get a finer line. That's just some Crayola chalk I found in my other shame, which is the box of pens, pencils, felt tips, chalks, oil pastels, crayons, coloured pencils that I have, which is, well, it was one box, it's now two. I mean, they both do the same, like both types of chalk will mark fabric for you. Taylor's chalk is just made like specifically for the job that you wanted to do. It's more expensive, but it's it's just more convenient. Good luck doing those frames. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I fell out. Do this remind me I've got a jumper that's like 95% knitted. That I need to finish. I'm scared of doing the neck hole because it has the worst neck hole. I had to get my grandma to do it for me the first time that I made one with this pattern. Because it's a pattern from the 80s and it makes no sense. I just disregard like half of the instructions. It's like it doesn't make logical sense. No, the raglan shaping is wrong. You just have to do it. That's for another time. Like how wibbly wobbly it goes. It just naturally wants to be a spiral at this point. You could probably make like little flowers if you made it like that. I don't know. What seaweed? I suppose it could be seaweed. Yarn, sorry, I just yawned directly into the mic. But you could probably make like seaweed with it as well. Five, 7, 8, 10. But yes, I want, like, I'm gonna have at least one stream a week that's just doing crafts so that I can have an excuse to, or a reason to just get through some of the stuff I've been hoarding for ages. So I didn't really have a I have a basket that's just full of scrunchies that I started making like a month ago. That only need to be, they only need the closure sword. And I'm just like, what, do I want to do that for 30 different scrunchies right now? I have nowhere to put my tray. Christ, I'm gonna fall. Goodbye, problematic frame. Be gone. Oh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you tell my brain fog is pretty bad? Oh, I feel like I'm making no sense. It's been one of them weeks where your brain is just like, information? No, I mean, no. 5, 6, 7, 8. I I only finished editing the book chapter uh, on Tuesday, which is something that I try not to do. My brain was just, like, I just couldn't write anything on Monday without it just sounding insane. Just saying a lot when considering the genre. Uh, my hair is stuck in it. 8, 9. I'm gonna switch to the other green after this one. But I am gonna do Camp NaNoWriMo this year. This July. I didn't do the one in April. So that should help. I think generally they have the goal for Camp NaNoWriMos to be 20,000. And just do as much as I can. Five, six. I'm gonna redo the 6. 10. Phew. And we need a long tail. I always make them too long, but who knows what we're putting it on later. Could be anything. And make sure it's that way so we roll it on the right side. It's so hard to hold on to. Ah, here we go. This is the way that I usually do it. Make sure that the thread doesn't get tangled in. Shove it all the way through. Pull it all the way through. And then pull it all the way through again. Pull it tight. Now we can breathe a sigh of relief because it's not going to fall apart. Oh no. Kinda hard to sell something that's not sellable. Well, not for sale. That's what I mean. I hope you're able to find some good sellable ones. I might have done some a little bit too tight. We'll fix it later. Might help to use the pointy end. Did they just put them in the wrong area, or they're like, oh, these need new frames too? I'm sure they look pretty though. Even if they're not for sale. Get through. Get through. Right, where's the end? Here's the end. Okay, back through this way. Probably there. I love that. The drag queen of hearts. Great name. I'm gonna knock this one actually in the middle once. There we go. Mid 2 so far. You can see this one's a lot looser. And this one's tighter. This one a bit too tight when I was this is more rush. It's a bit flatter. It's handmade. I'm gonna make a green one now. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well though, because I don't know. I started a conversation and never ended it. Never continued it even. I haven't been to an art gallery in a very long time. I think it was Easter time. We went to a museum that had like a little art gallery as part of it. I forgot how many of these there are. Usually that like I don't think we have. Oh, we do, but it's like 3 or 4 times away. Like the next town over has a museum. No, that's not what I was gonna say. It has an art gallery as part of a library. So like you can see local artist stuff in there. But it's upstairs and I never go upstairs in there because it's creepy. And then there's a museum 2 or 3 towns away that has an art gallery part of it, but it's a really small museum. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 29, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. What am I thinking about? That town also has an art gallery. That's a famous art gallery. 49, 50. But I never go there because it's all modern art and I'm not 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's all like the type of art. It's like like squares painted on things, and just, you know, if it's your style, good for you. But I like seeing like old paintings that are like got creepy man children in them. Have you seen how old paintings paint babies? Another thing about going to museums to see art stuff is that, I don't know, around here, like, they're all like 85 pictures of semi naked women with like diaphanous robes on. They've all come out of stately homes and stuff like that. They're all like Rubens and. So we took my little sister to a museum that's quite far away, and they have an art room, and you just, the moment you walk in, it's just boobs. Just white women's boobs from the 18th century, just everywhere. It was quite funny because she was young enough to like realize, but not old enough to be like embarrassed about it. She's just like, they're all rude. They're being rude. I'm like, this, they are being rude. Look at this painting of a pineapple. It's all like it's either women with the boobs out, um strangely square cows, uh still life, where it's just like, look at this pineapple, um oh, paintings of Jesus. And I think it's just, it's really funny what people used to like commission. They're all commissions. Like, imagine an art gallery that's just filled with modern commissioned art, and just how horrifying it would be. I suppose that will happen one day. Be like, look at this fan art. That'd be from some huge fandom that we don't even think about right now. Speaking of fandom, the new book for, well, new, the new translation book for Heaven Official's Blessing is coming out, or it's come out soon. I don't know if we're still in pre-order land. I haven't got around to doing it yet. 7 of 9. Big chunky books. I haven't started reading it yet either. Like, Raven, you bought 7 books without reading them. Yes. Yes, I did. I watched the first episode, the first season of the Donghua, the animation. That was enough to know. I'm listening to an audiobook of it. In reality, these aren't my these aren't my IRL hands. These are just stunt hands. What really freaks people out is that this is me tanned. Like, I'm really tan, right? I did do a face reveal in Adam's Discord a long time, well, like 2021. There was a picture of me then. It is no longer there. But like, my PNG is basically me. Oh yeah, there was maybe someday in the future you will see. But I don't think I have a picture of me since 2019. But yeah, my PNG is basically just me with less freckles. So, so I have a feeling this is not the right crochet hook for this. This feels looser. Feels looser than this. Maybe I'm just being crazy. Oh, seems the same. Yeah, the only difference is like I have freckles, like tiny little freckles on my face. And I have a chicken pox scar on my nose. So I have a dent in my nose. And that I have a mole on my ear that I always think is dirt. I think at this point I would realize that. Seven, 8, 10. Any cool frames? The ones you see in museums are always like wild. The gold inlay. What do you call it? Gold leaf. That's it. Gold leaf. Scrolls and stuff. I imagine you need a lot of big ones. Not many people are painting A5 size paintings. You must have all the you must have all the small painters. Then I feel like whenever you see anyone selling art, it's always huge. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's cool. Love to see disability representation in the arts. Where I live, the next town over has a theatre where they have a team who help people with learning difficulties put on plays. I used to know someone who was part of that. And she wasn't interested in like the acting side of it or the producing side. So like they did lighting and um decoration and stuff. She wrote the scripts for things that they were putting on. I thought that's really cool. And like in the summer and like at Christmas they put on plays, but they also record things about the real life experiences as disabled people, and they get used as like training material for staff in different companies and stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That's something that got brought up recently in like I'm part of a thing where we talk to, I can't think of what it's called, but like a involvement group or something, where the council wants local people from different minority groups to talk to them about things that happen in the local area. And I'm always like, we need a dance lessons that are inclusive. And everyone's like, yeah, we really do. Because I think everywhere else around here is either children, competition, or date night. Personally, not that interested in date night. But also, like, there's no way I could join. Like, I used to dance um as a child, but my joint problems are like at the state where like I couldn't join a competitive thing. But I would like to go back and do something like that at some point. But the thriller dance sounds so cool. I bet everyone had lots of fun. Because recently in their group they were talking about how to make sport locally more accessible. There was a lady talking about how she's blind and she struggles in the gym because they won't guide, like, the staff won't guide her to the machinery, so she can't find where she wants to go. And obviously there's like trip hazards all over. And then I'm like, excuse me. Six, 7, 8. I don't have good memories of sport. Either in pain. People are like, well, just give it a try, just give it a try. And you're like, I'm at my limit right now. Like, you. Yay, framing's done. Yay, 3 hours left. The last hour is always the longest. You're like, let me free. Like when I used to when I used to work my old job, the last hour was just like trying not to fall asleep at work. You're just emotionally drained, physically drained. Looking after children is not an easy job. I feel like if I had a job like that, um, I would just listen to podcasts all the time to take up time and to like feel the passage of time better. That's cool. I'm happy to keep you company. Thank you for keeping me company. Because usually what I do is just watch dramas and crochet or knit or do some other craft. And there isn't anything I want to watch at the moment. Eight, 9, 10. Legitimately, there's like I gave up on a drama recently, and it's been a long time since that happened. You say I give up, and then I go back and finish it. When I'm like, why did I give up on it? And then I open it, and I'm like, oh, I just got fatigued from like the political intrigue. Um, but yeah, I gave up on a drama, and I was like, it's been so long. It truly has, though. Like, it takes a lot for me. Like, I'll watch any bad drama. So I will find something from it. Like, either it's so bad that it becomes good, or I'm just like, how does this end? Like, there's a drama that's called Gentleman and Lady, and I think like it would actually kill Star from watching it because it has so much amnesia in it. And Star hates amnesia tropes. Every time I watch it, I'm like, Star would hate this. But it's really bad. Like the main male character falls off a cliff and loses his memory, and then something else happens, and then he loses his memory, but doesn't goes back to like his 20-year-old self in memories, so he doesn't remember his kids that he has, and then something happens again, and then he loses the memory of being his 20-year-old self and goes back to like the original lost memories, and then somehow gets his memory back to his original 40-year-old self, and then you have to deal with like, and then it has age gap uh romance. So I don't know whether they made him have his 20-year-old memories to like get people over the age gap. Then I started watching a drama relatively recently, and it has the exact same house in it, and it gave me like full like goosebumps just from seeing it again. There we go. That's the big one. I don't know if you can see it very well. That might be a bit easier to see it. It's a bit flatter than this one. It was fully weird as well because there was still, they had decorations in it that were from the other drama. And I'm like, I've seen this Sylvanian family's house before. I'm not using that one. We're using this one. And then it just feel full like, what I love about Asian dramas is like they are not subtle about the advertising. It's like if you ever watch a Thai drama, they always advertise the same juice. I think it's juice or flavored water. And it's like, would you like to drink this refreshing water? Oh, when Subway first entered the Korean market, every drama had like an extremely awkwardly like inserted Subway scene. But I love that because it's blatantly obvious that they're doing it. It's like, poor character has brand new Samsung phone. Oh, I made it all the way at the end. Oh, I'm trying to think of one that has a Subway advert in it. I can't think of it right now. They're always just like should we go get chicken, or should I buy you all Subway? Or like a character will just like have a part-time job in a Subway. Or they'll go on a date to Subway, which depresses me greatly because I hate the smell of Subways. But it was real strong for a while. Real strong advertisements. I'm just watching a drama right now where one of the mothers in it just has incredibly ugly clothing. Yeah, there's love confessions in the Subway. I think I know that one. That is pure legendary status of quote. Usually they manage to like spoon them in, like get them in there, and it'll make like some sense. But you're like, ad. And sometimes it's just like just run up to the writer of the series like last minute and be like, got to get a shoe advertisement in here somehow, and the author's just like, uh, uh, shoes. The best ever, most blatant uh advertisement goes to Lay's though for their for their inclusion in the Thai drama Until We Meet Again. Because it's something else. And then when the sequel came out and we didn't get another Lay's advertisement, people were like upset because it was so much a part of the original. Like it's not something you would like if there are advertisements on Western dramas. It's like, look, the new Ford Cabriolet that we're driving in this movie that we paid to have in. And like that also happens where like everyone's driving the brand new supercar or like motorbike or something. But it's more of which I feel is better because it's like it's blatant. So you can see it and you can be like, you're trying to influence me right now. I don't know. I don't mind it. But then again, I like dramas that have crazy plots. Things like gritty realism, I'm like, goodbye. Bye. Not watching this. That's why I don't watch many British dramas, because it's just like the gritty realism and then 3 people get murdered every episode. They're like, what about the comedy? Why can't I have a show about a man jumping through a manhole so that the girl he likes doesn't get married to someone else? You know, because everyone has time traveling manholes, right? Or tunnel, where there's a time traveling tunnel to solve his wife's murder by coming to the future from the 60s. I realize like all the dramas that I like the most are like time travel. Time travel or body swap. Couldn't tell because I didn't write a time travel body swap drama in my book that I'm writing. Yeah, so I recorded more one sentence drama reviews the other day. Missing one. Except for you. And then I record them in the wrong format and I have to re-record them. 2, 3. But I love doing them because they're so easy to do. And my videos where I used to do episode by episode just mentally melt my brain. So annoying though because I had like 12. I don't. I need to listen to them back and then read. There's silly bean and I didn't write them down anywhere. I'll be 2 seconds while I go get something. And we'll be back to finish this one. And I'm back. This room's getting pretty warm right now. And it's a little uncomfortable. But earlier, my neighbour was revving his motorcycle, so five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tangle. 10. I still have no idea what I'm doing with these succulents. I'm thinking about making a third colour. I feel like I need to tell myself not to purchase any more wool because I have an ungodly amount at the moment. I don't have another green. I could always do brown or purple because succulents do come in them colours. But also, I don't know what the purpose of doing a third one would be because I haven't got an actual idea. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I haven't got an idea of what like I actually want to do with them, so I feel like that's a little. I don't know, I might want. I'm in a hat making phase at the moment, and I don't know whether to put these as like at the edge, like some sort of decoration around them. I don't know. I'm using my hat making phase to get rid of the sheer tonnage of ribbon. It's like it's a literal issue. Because, you know, I bought a lot of stuff when I was depressed. Like, I would rather it's just pine cones. What to do with that? What you do with pine cones? But you know, like my name, Raven in this case. See a shiny thing, collect a shiny thing. Things do not need to be shiny. 6 in order to collect. 7, 8, 9, 10. Just notice how much darker it's got during the stream. So rain clouds coming in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think these would look cool with like little beads on them to look like water drops, or like, you know, some like little flower with bumps, like a Christmas a Christmas cactus has, or like, I don't know, some dripping off the edge. A Christmas cactus. Tomorrow, I think I put it down in the stream schedule on Discord, is I'm going to start playing Spiritfarer. But I keep crocheting closer to myself. I'm like basically under my chin. You not hold it up like that. One, because it hurts your arms to do it up like this, but you can just rest them. Also, other people can see what you're doing. But yes, Spiritfarer. I saw a little bit of the beginning of it when it first came out and everyone was playing it, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, I would like to play this game at some point. So I stopped watching. 6. How did we get this bit of fluff in it? 7, 8, 9. To me, it feels like it was 3 months ago that it came out, and it's probably like 2 years at this point, maybe 3. Oh, we're tangled. Yeah, it looks cool. And then I have no idea what we're doing next week. I don't know what I'm doing next week. Hopefully, though, I will get the next chapter out. I mean, written in enough time that I'm not doing it right up to the deadline. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which would be nice because we would like to stack some banks some chapters. That would be nice. Imagine being ahead of time. So some chapters way off into the future that scare me because I've seen their word count even. Just imagine you open your Excel spreadsheet, except it's a Google sheet, and you look down the list of chapters in their varying states of finishedness, and you see the word count, and you're like, this wave is a little between chapters. And then you look into the future and you see 2 horrifying chapters, both at opposite ends of the spectrum. There is a chapter out there somewhere, 5,000 words, which may sound like nothing to some writers, but to someone whose chapters are like usually between 1,200 words and 1,000, like 800 words, there's a chapter that has 5,000 words. There is also out there a chapter that has the ungodly number of it's maybe bring out the hand. The hand is speaking now. There is there is a chapter that has 62 words, and I fear it greatly. I want to get ahead so that I'm not faced with that on a Monday. See on a Monday, and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna have a terrible day today while I try and fix it. The horror of 62. Yeah. Let me stop doing it that way because it makes it too pointy. Let me do it this way. I think this way works better. Do it this way. Yes, it's better. Right, I'm trying. I hate the bit. It's just the worst bit. Holding it all together while you try and get the first line. Because after this, it can't really go too wrong. And grab it this way. That's 1, 2, and then you need one over here. Oh, my voice is going. The light is also going. So I don't know if you can see very well right now. The fourth one. Oh. And I need to get this back over here. Sloop. And then we tie it. There we go. This one needs a little bit more like ruffling maybe. But I think it looks better than this one. A bit more like this one looks a bit like a cabbage. It do look like cabbage. You could probably make them as a cabbage. To be fair. Right. Let's sort together one of the green ones that I've already done. Oops. Just knocked all the sewing off the end of my desk. It's on the wrong side. Let's see on this side. And then hold on to it like this. Round and round. Round and round and round. This colour really does look a lot more grey to you than it does to me right now. I feel you. I truly feel you on the tiredness. Oh. Come through. Unfortunately, I cannot drink the coffee. But I I hope you manage to stay awake because it would suck to fall asleep at work. The the length of what I left on this isn't long enough to tell. So I might have to do some more shit. We'll make it when we get there. Find the middle. I'm not all the way through. I'm gonna redo it. Nope. What we'll do. And through. Hey. And then we just tie these together. Me yawning probably isn't helping you feel awake either. It's a little bit squished. Give him a bit more life. There we go. We made 2 big ones, 3 little, 2 little, and a cabbage. Oop. Here are the rose ones for comparison. And here I am back in chatting that I need to fix and update. I hope you enjoyed hanging out and watching me crochet thing that I now have no idea what I'm doing with. This is where we're ending for today because I could literally fall asleep right now. I will be back tomorrow. We'll be playing. What are we playing? Spiritfarer. I hope you have good day, night, whatever time zone you're in. Good time zone. And you stay safe out there and don't run around with scissors, as I always say. I should probably also do this so that I remember what pattern that I use. Hey, if you like the pattern I used today, you can find it here. Streamlabs will take you there. So I will see you tomorrow. I feel like I may cry during this game. It has that kind of feeling to it already, just from looking at it. So I don't know. Bring tissues if you're gonna come. And good night. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.